Bill Mayer, who is head of religious education for the Salina Diocese, asked me to do a series of videos for Advent, and we have 4 weeks in Advent, and we're going to do one recipe per week that families could do together. So we're going to do a main course this time, and this is a casserole, and it's called 7-layer dinner because it has 7 layers. This is something that, the children can do some prep work, cutting things or layering them in. It's kind of fun to layer these things, and so I think it's a nice family activity. We're going to start with potato, and the first thing we want to do is oil the bottom of the pan. So I'm just going to put some vegetable oil in there. Get that nice and coated across the bottom. And we're gonna slice the potato pretty thin. And layer that along the bottom. Doesn't have to be perfect by any means. Makes a nice base for what we're going to do. And then the next layer is going to be rice. I know they're both starches, but it works. Just sprinkle a layer of rice in there. And then the next layer is cabbage. And so I'm just going to cut this cabbage in almost like you were doing coleslaw. Let's see how that goes. Make a nice layer of it there. And then above that goes ground beef. So we're just going to kind of layer that in there as evenly as we can. Good enough. After handling beef, I want to wash my hands pretty well. And then over that goes a layer of onions. So I've sliced these onions pretty thin. Can't go wrong with onion. And the onion makes it smell fantastic as it's cooking. And over that goes a layer of diced carrots. Have all the food groups in here. It's a whole meal. And then the last layer is a layer of whole canned tomatoes. And juice and all, and that juice runs down through it. Keeps the whole thing moist. I'm going to cut these up a little bit. You can also use diced tomatoes. but don't drain them. You want that juice to flow down through the whole thing. And one thing I forgot to tell you is that you need to season every layer with salt and pepper as you go, and I didn't do that. And I think tomatoes need quite a bit of salt. I'm going to salt them pretty well on the top here. And a good amount of pepper. And if that doesn't seem like enough juice, you can always add a little tomato juice, or I'm going to add a little bit of broth, because those tomatoes seem drier than I was expecting. Doesn't take much. And this goes into a 325 degree oven for 2.5 hours. So this is you need to do some pre-planning, but and you bake it uncovered for 2.5 hours, and it just comes out moist and tender, and all those different flavors get together, and it's a wonderful thing. And of course, like most casseroles, it tastes even better the second day. So make a big batch, and if you have leftovers, you can either heat them up the next day, or you can serve it cold. I mean, I like it cold even. So it's a great family recipe. And because it takes so long, I made one ahead. After that all bakes down, it decreases in size a little bit, but I'll just dig into it here so that you can see what that's going to look like. All those different ingredients are all kind of showing there. Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to taste. When I was growing up, my mother made this often. And my sisters still make it, and so whenever we get together for wheat harvest in June, this is always at least one meal.